There we go. Sorry about that confusion there. Yeah, good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Crafts. John here. Quick practice session today. I've got to actually go pick up a family member at the airport this morning. Morning, Robert. Yeah, I've got to go pick somebody up at the airport, so I got to be out of here by about 9, but I want to get about 20 minutes or so of throwing in here before we go. And I'm going to continue to work the back wall strategy that I started on yesterday. I've got an end game here in place, and I think by Friday, maybe tomorrow, we'll talk about it. But the end game that I've got in play here is to practice this at a lower level to see how viable it is to really ramp up the dollars. So let's switch over to the table. I want to show you what I'm going to do here again and kind of give you the quick tour of the room. So good morning, Dylan. People, how you doing? What I've got over here, hopefully you can see it, is my throwing station back. I'm about 9 feet away. I'm going to work the underhand toss again today. I've also got on my table the shoe rack. The shoe rack is about, if you look at it from the side here, it's about 1 hand or so tall. I'll show it from the overhead camera as well. That's going to give me a target to shoot under today. I'm still trying to work the mechanics of this underhand toss. I'm going to be shooting it low and slow under this thing today. And our strategy is going to be the back wall. So let me go to the table. I'll show you the deal here. Let's switch over to that. So again, the shoe rack that I've got, it's about this tall, a little more than my hand. So it's about 6 inches or so, maybe 8 inches tall. I'm going to put that right here at the end of the 10. That's going to give me roughly 18 inches here behind it as kind of a stop/landing zone. The strategy today is going to be, again, laying the back wall. And what I've got here is 5 shooters worth of money. And for each shooter, I've got $210. And what that's going to look like is this. We're going to lay out, and we'll tell our dealers when we get started here, lay every number for 30 bucks. Okay, and that's going to be 30 across the back side there with $30 extra. So it's 210, quote unquote, per shooter. Now, it's not necessarily per shooter. It's 210 per try here. And the reason why I've got 180 here plus 30 is this. We're guaranteed on the come out roll to lose one of these. You're donating 30 bucks to the house, essentially, to get a point set. But what I'm trying to do here is win on the come out. I'm shooting for a come out 7 because a come out 7 is going to pay us 120, right, with all these lay bets. However, there's a vig to be paid, so the net is going to be 114. So every time we have a come out 7, the goal is rack a black chip, get the dealers in play, and save 10 bucks for later. That's the idea here behind this strategy. Now, if we don't hit a 7, we have a problem because the problem is we would have lost that 30 bucks. You're going to lose, let's pretend the point goes to the 5 here. You're going to lose this 30 no matter what. So the 30 that I've got in my rack, the extra 30 replaces that 30. So that's why I say I'm in for 210 for each try. So I'm either going to win 114 or I'm going to lose 30. And now I'm in for 210. Well, what I'm going to do today is ask the dealers to place me across. I'm going to go 120 across using the lay bets. That's going to be the terms that I use for the dealers. The lay bets will come down. They're going to place every number now for 30. And what my next job is, and the reason why I'm doing it this way today, is it puts pressure on me as a shooter here. I'm going to have to get 1 roll at minimum, right? I've got to get 1 non-7 roll. All of these, of course, will pay me more than 30. That will recoup the money that I had to replace, and I'm back to square again. Now I have a choice to make. Once I get back to square, do I stay for a second hit and start to build up some bankroll, or do I simply turn the bets off, turn them back to lay bets, and then live to fight the next come out roll? And that's kind of what I'm going through right now. I'm deciding this week the best way to play this. So yeah, that's it. So you're watching me this week do some throwing practice, but really I'm kind of going through this strategy saying, what's the best way to play? What's the best way to, again, I want that home run. I want that 100 bucks on the back wall lay. But since I know I'm going to lose 30, I've got to find the best way to recoup that 30. And I think the best way is to bring them forward, take a hit, and either turn them off or sort of, add the pressure, I guess, and see what happens. So here's the deal. There's our 120 lay. I'll move our rack to this, and I have 30 bucks saved up in the front there. So my 210 for this shooter is 180 in action, 30 waiting to replace the loss. I've got 5 cracks at it. Now, it's not 5 shooters. This is 5 times that I could lose the 210. So basically, if I PSO here and lose the whole 210, well, that's a whole slot gone. I try the whole thing again. So goal here again, rack the black if we can do it, stay alive if not, and we'll see about the other options, right? There are other options that I've got that would allow us to, I think, earn enough cash to start betting on the inside. So I'm going to turn the light on here so we get a better, hopefully non-shadowed view of things. That should be decent enough. My table's got a little wrinkle in it, but I think you'll survive. Let's try and straighten that out a little bit here. There we go. Wrinkle's gone. Back wall straight. All right, here we go. We're going to start rolling. And again, my strategy here is to practice this underhand toss. So not trying for any numbers. I'm just really trying to work the mechanics of this underhand throw. So I'm going to set the way I normally set here. So if the underhand throw, I'm going to set straight hard waves for the come out rolls. I'm going to set my favorite set for the point cycle. And again, I'm just working to see what comes out here. I have no idea how it's going to work. So we're just going to go and, like yesterday, we're just going to keep rolling it and hoping for the best here. So as a hard way rollout, we're going to get a come out hard 8. Points going to move to the 8. We're going to lose that 30. So I'm going to ask my dealer, I'm going to throw in my other 30 bucks, and I'm going to say 120 across using the lay bets. Lay bets will come down. It's going to bring all my bets up, take my 30 and place the 8. Now I'm into this shooter for 120 or for 210. So right here, this is where that 0.7 out is going to be a killer if we do it. This is the one roll that I'm really kind of concerned about. So here we go again. We're going to set now. And I use that 4-2-5-6 set. Again, my mechanics for the underhand toss, right? G-Dub's here. So G-Dub, can I tell me in chat, can I give him the actual name of this toss now? Yeah, here we go. We're going to go ahead and roll this out. And if you give me the go ahead, I'll tell everybody the name of the throw. But we're going to throw it underhand. And again, I'll just kind of throw my fingers here in the camera. I'm grabbing them stacked on the points, turning my hand this way, and I'm going to throw them to impart overspin. I want to have them roll forward into the wall. I'm going to throw it low. G-Dub, yesterday I was doing this, and I was trying, I'll do it once to show you. I was trying to go like you do, high and over, and I had zero control. And what I decided was, because I'm not good at that yet, I want to get the mechanics down first of the release. So I'm going to shoot it low, and then I'm going to work my way into throwing it high over the top the way that you do. But for right now, to get my mechanics right, I'm going to keep it low and just work the grip and the release, and then I'll worry about velocity later on. So that's going to be the plan. And yeah, so here's the first one. This is our first roll after the come out 8. PSO here, we lose 210. Anything else, I'm going to be okay and feeling pretty good about keeping that roll safe. So here we go, nice and low and slow. The dice kissed at the end there. It's a 5-1-6. So that $30 6 is going to pay 35 bucks. Okay, 30 represents the money that I put out here on that 8 to cover myself. So at this point, if I were to turn the bets off, I'm $5 ahead and I'm clean and clear to go into the next one. Okay, what I'm going to do is add pressure to myself and take one more hit. I'm going to try and go 2 hits and down with this strategy, and that's it. We're going to go 2 hits and down, bring the lay bets back up. And again, I'm trying for a home run here, as well as building up some bankroll to later go in and do some other betting strategy. But right now, I'm trying to have this thing fund that betting strategy. Here we go. Low and slow. That second die really didn't roll the way I wanted it to. That one there, that one was a 6. Left my hand funny and it kind of stopped in place. But we got a 6-4-10, which at the $30 level, it's going to pay us, we're going to pay 60. And again, for those of you new to my channel, I don't do the VIGs when I practice. I know they're part of the game. I'll let the dealers do the math on that. I'm trying to count wins and see where the money lands. So here we are. That paid me 60 minus whatever the VIG is going to be. That can also go to the rack. Now, if I look at my rack, I've got my 30 that I've earned back to replace this. My next order to the dealers is move all those bets back to lay bets, please. We're going to move them all back and turn them off. We're going to do this. All the bets go back to lays. We turn them off. And right now, I had a come out non-7, which sucked. Okay, we didn't get our home run. I set the point of 8. I took 2 hits. The first hit got me back to even. I've got my 180, my 30. I'm even for the shooter. I'm good. I've got a profit here of 65 bucks. Okay, I could at this point take that 65 bucks and reinvest it. Okay, one strategy might be to go, okay, well, let's place the 6 and the 8. Right? I could go 4 and 10 with hard 4 and hard 10. I could do a lot of things here. What I'm going to do is watch. I'm going to watch the rest of this roll happen. Give me some more practice shots. I'm going to come out here for the come out. So I'm just going to let that ride, take my 70 bucks or 65 bucks in profit, and be all good. Okay, so here we go. I'm looking at chats over here. So skill and luck, I'm not using the all 7 set only because, and there's a reason for this, when I practice, I tend to practice with the hard way set because with the hard way set, maybe I'm just old and slow, but I'll put these out here. The hard way set, I guess you can see it right there the best. With the hard way set, I can tell what happened. So if I throw the dice and I land here, or if I land here, it's easy for me to see if I see a 6 or a 1, what happened. It's easy for me to know if I had the 4s on top, where the double pitch was. If I set it all 7s, I have to think about it. And I'm literally just lazy. And frankly, the hard way set is the all 7 set. They're all the same. It's just a matter of where they rotate. And the way that I'm throwing these dice, there's no way in hell that I'm going to keep any sort of rotational control. They're just going to be hopefully on axis, but God knows what's going to happen after that. So I'm just trying to see what happens with them as they come to rest. So the hard way set lets me kind of view what they're doing. Here we go. I'm going to try and finish out the roll here and get back to the come out. There's a 9. And what I should be doing here, by the way, is logging. So we had what? The come out 8. We had a 6. Right? I paid the 6, paid the 8, and there's a 9. There's the 9. We'll just kind of keep track of the rolls here as they come. Just so I can keep a nice little visual on how well we would have done had we kept our money out there like real men. But again, here to practice the throw. And I wanted to put the pressure on the initial bet. There's a second 9, 5, 4, 9, 9 number 2. Marking that up. So G-Dub, I'm loving this throw. I got to tell you, I know you're here watching. I'm loving this throw. I just don't have the mechanics down yet, but what you should all be seeing, I know that the shoe rack is in the way a little bit, but that's for me to keep them low. Watch how these things come to rest. They hit that back wall, and they roll into it, and they just die, which is just awesome. I love how this throw reduces the energy of the die going into the wall. And although I'm not able to control yet what numbers are showing, I'm definitely feeling like it accomplishes my number one goal, which is to stave off the 7 through the use of little to no energy, which I really, really like about it. Again, I'm just not consistent with, that was a 5, by the way, it's a 5, 2, 7. That ends the roll. And now we're back here. I'll take these counters away. Okay, dealer turn the lay bets on, please. Now my bets are on up here. My lay bets are active. We're coming out. And again, this is home run time. So hopefully we can repeat what we just did and grab a come out 7 here, rack that black, and then live. So I'm going to change the set now to the hard ways, and we'll see what happens here. We have a 5, 4, 9. Boy, I'm really rolling the 9s today, aren't I? Interesting. So the 9 is going to be the point. We're going to lose that 30. We're going to drop our 30 and say 120 across. Dealers move everything down. And again, I think it's important here to get the words right? What the dealers want to hear so that it's easy. Now, again, remember, now I'm 210 in. I've lost 30. I've got 120 or 180 across, and I've lost the 30. So I'm in there for 210 right now. And you know me, I'm not scared of the big bad wolf, so I will say it. The come out of the 7 at this point is my killer. So I'm trying to avoid the 7 for one roll. Okay, let me get at least one shot here to get back that 30 bucks that I just invested. I just want to make back the 30, right? I know I invested 30 to get into the hand. I want to just get that 30 back. That's my first and only goal. There's a 426. So mission accomplished. Mission number 1 accomplished. That's going to pay 35. Okay, which means my $30 that I had to repay for the night, I'm back. I'm at 180, 210, $5 in profit. I'll put the profit over here. Now I'm going to take one more roll. Again, 2 hits and down. Still big time risk here, right? I'm really still exposed. Now I'm exposed for 180 instead of 210 though. Let's get 1 non-7 here. Oh, that was actually a pretty good roll out of the hand. What did it come up to be? Cool, hard 4, perfect. Okay, and again, 30 on the hard 4 is going to pay 60. Again, we're not dealing with VIGs here. Now I can say to the dealer, lay the back wall for 180 and turn them off. These all get moved back. They're lays, they're off, and I'm out of the hand. Okay, and at this point in my rack, what I've got is 100. There's another quarter. I've got 130 in the rack from 2 shooters. I've only taken 4 hits. I was at risk a little bit there, right? But I took 4 hits, and now I'm in the game. Okay, now we can ask ourselves, what do you want to do? Okay, it took me 2 shooters or 2 point cycles to get to a point where I've got 130 in the rack. Okay, now I feel like I'm safe, right? I've got my initial bankroll back. If I were to pull all these lay bets down, my initial bankroll is clear. I've got the 130 in the profit section. And again, I'm working towards the home run here. But yeah, I can totally do the Wayland 410 right now. This is the perfect time to throw a quarter on each of the 4 and the 10 and work the Wayland strategy of, you know, I got 3 chips here to back that up. I could press those up or chase at least once with that. I could do what I was doing yesterday and do 25 there. And for Brian, who I know is watching, I thought I saw Brian come in. Aloha, Brian. I could go 25 on the hard ways, 4 and 10, and just shoot the moon here for the 4s and the 10s during this roll without fear of being hurt. I even still have $30 in profit. Okay, I could have taken that 120, that 130 that I've got, and I could have gone on the inside. I could have done this and gone 110 inside and still kept 50. I got a lot of options here once I get to that point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work that 4 and 10 because it's fun. And again, this is kind of a home run-ish sort of strategy. So I've got 25 on the 4, 25 on the 10, 25 on each of those hard ways. And now here we go, okay? We lose that, so what? We're back to even again. And again, I'm wanting that come out 7. This whole strategy is about the come out 7. And frankly, it's about the hard 4, hard 10. If I can whack a hard way here, right, we're going home. Here we go. Give me that hard 4. That was an ugly ass throw, but look what happened. We got a 10. 6, 4, 10. So what happens on a 6, 4, 10 is this. Okay, and again, no VIGs. We're going to get paid 2 units on that 10. We're going to go down on the hard 10. I'm going to replace the hard 10 with one of those units. I'm going to rack a quarter. That's what I love about that strategy. Now, I could press here. I could chase that with a little bit of a press. I'm not going to. I'm going to let the strategy roll. What I'm really trying for right now is the hard way. This is more of a hard way gambit than a straight 4 and 10 gambit, but could certainly press. And I think, Wayland, you're here. I'm going to ask you the question now. You can chat me your answer. If I hit both of them, right, should I pull them down? That's the question, because you're saying, and I think your logic makes really good sense here, the 4 and the 10 combined have 6 ways to roll. The 6 has 6 ways to roll. So you're basically a 1 for 1. You're a 50-50 shot here of winning one of those 2 versus the 7. I really just did that, right? I made that happen. We got one of the 2 before the 7. Should I pull them or should I stay in? That's the question. I'm going to stay in because what I'm trying to do here is challenge myself, right? The whole point of today in these practice sessions is to put pressure on the shooter. So I'm going to stay alive, but probably in a game, I feel like you accomplished your goal there and you're out. Here we go. Dice are going to fly. That was a beautiful roll. Oh my goodness, that was great. 6, 2, 8. It doesn't pay me anything, but G-Dub out of my hand, that one really felt good. And I know you can't see it because the camera's not slow-mo, but they rolled over themselves perfectly. They actually stayed kind of together and they rolled over nice. There was no tumbling there. Looked pretty good. Here we go again. That one not so great, but another 10. Okay, we're going to lose the hard 10. We're going to get paid twice there. I'll replace the hard 10. I'm going to rack the green. Now I've got 3 greens and a red in profit, which is pretty cool. We've actually almost doubled up our earlier profits. I'm going to take one more roll with this and then pull those things down. I feel like we're playing with fire here, is what it feels like to me. Here we go. Another pretty stout roll. Felt good out of the hand. That's a 6, 3, 9. Okay. At this point, we've rolled enough times, right? We're at the limit. I've rolled, I think, 7 rolls here. I should have been tracking them. I'm sorry. I'm talking too much. But in our rack, what do we have? 180 now. So we've actually earned enough money in our rack really to get another full shooter in action. This is kind of cool. I'm going to let these dice play it out. We're going to go back to the 7 here. We're going to 7 out eventually here. And when we do, I'll reset the rack and I'll show you what's up. It's going to be a hard 6. Actually, a pretty good roll going here. Pretty good roll. Loving it. And again, from the right side, I have always been really uncomfortable for a lot of reasons. The par toss, I cannot throw it left-handed, obviously. And I've had so many shoulder surgeries. I've had, I think 3 on this one and 2 on the left shoulder. And so when I throw, depending on what side and where I'm at on the table, it's actually pretty painful to throw. And my arm doesn't have the same flexibility it used to. This throw, because you turn your wrist this way, I'll show it here in the camera, because you're actually going here, it looks like that would be awkward, but actually this is more awkward than this is for me. So Gita, this throw actually feels really good just to throw it this way. Even if I can't control anything, it feels great. So yeah, we call this throw the 4-spin toss because it's rolling forward. Here we go. There's a 5, 4, 9 again. I think it's our second or third 9 in this toss. This might be like a 7 or 8 roll. Again, I should have been tracking it, and I kind of blew that. I'm sorry for not tracking it. I'm sure somebody out there watching is. Here we go again. Another 9. Wow, that's like 3 9s either in a row or 3 9s out of the last 4 shots. That's pretty cool. Here we go. I'd like to get the 7 here and then reset the back wall. There it is. There's a 5, 2, 7. All right, so the point's off. No harm to us. Lay bets are back on again. Here's that come out roll. Let's get a home run and call it a day, shall we? We're going to go hard way set. Here we go. No roll. No roll hit the top. As you recall from yesterday's session, whenever I hit the barrier here, I'm calling it off the table. Again, I'm trying to practice my throws more than I'm trying to practice the betting. So my penalty to myself here is that no matter what happens, if I hit the barrier, it's no roll. So that's what's going to happen here. No roll. That is a 4, 3, 7. Bingo, bango, bongo. We got it. Okay. Back wall pays. I'm going to pay the net, which is $114. Okay. So we're gonna leave the lays up. I'm gonna rack the black. Come on, you. I'm gonna rack the red. I'm gonna save the 4 whites for later. Let's repeat that action here on this next come out. Let's get a second come out 7 and really take this thing home, shall we? We have a 1, 2, 3, the shocker. No impact. So for those of you who told me earlier, and people were talking about this, like should we be doing the hop 7s instead of the lay bets? The reason why you don't do the hop 7 is that if you get a horn number, we would lose $30 on that horn number hit. This way you're safe from the horn numbers. And again, there's a second horn number, we would have lost again. That would have cost you $60 right there if you're laying the 7 without playing the horn. And that gets too expensive to kind of chase that. So the reason why I chose the lay bet version versus the Hoppin' Sevens version is exactly what we're seeing here. The horn number's coming out. All right, there's a 5, 3, 8. Set the point to 8. Lose our 30. We're going to drop our 30 and ask for 180 across. Okay, dealer's going to bring everything down. And here's where we sweat for a roll. We're going to sweat for one roll here and see if the toss is treating us right. Brian, are the dice being, what are the dice? Are the dice being nice? One thing about the new tabletop, by the way, which I think is gorgeous, it's hard to find my dice on it because everything's red and green, so they kind of match up funny. Here we go. One shot, maybe two to rule them all. That's a 4-1-5. That's beautiful. 4-1-5. That's going to pay $42 because we have $30 on it, so 25, 40, $42 on the 5. Okay, again, we have earned back the 30 that we dropped to replace that. I've got I know what I forgot to do. I'm sorry, and I was talking to you all and not thinking. I'm going to put my $10 in here, and what I would have done there is had the dealers go on the inside. Okay, so the dealers actually would have won for themselves on that one. They would have won $1. I would have had them press it. I'm going to have them press once and collect if we can do it. And this time I'll mark the rolls. We have a 6 and we have a 5. That time through. Okay, one more shot. 2 shots and down, baby. Here we go. I'm going to have one great roll here. 2 shots and down. We're going to switch back over to the 410. Maybe. We'll see. Felt good out of the hand. There's another 5. 3, 2, 5 again. Another $42. Okay. Dealer's going to collect on that, and they get to drop $2, which is pretty cool. Okay. I'm going to rack all of this. Rack the reds. Rack that green. I'm going to ask my dealer now to lay the back wall for 180 and turn the lay bets off. They're going to move them back and turn them off. Okay. There's my off button. Now what do? Let's look at the rack. Where are we? I'm going to actually reset the whole thing so you can see where we actually are. I'm going to put, we have 6 units or 7 greens for a shooter, 7 greens. And we have 7 reds. So there's 4, 7 reds. So if you take a look at the rack, where it stands at the moment, okay? I have 5 shooters on the back side of the rack, okay? I started out with 5 shooters worth of money, which means everything in the front of the rack and everything on the table is my profit for this session, okay? I've already achieved my goal here, okay? If I pull it all down right now, pull down all the lay bets, leave the dealer bets up here, and take the profit section that we've got. And there's 2 quarters. There's our whites. Let's see where we stand here in profit. It's going to be one more green. And on the greens, we've got 4. There's 225. Okay. There's 3 1/4. So 325, 330, 40, 344. With just a few shooters there. Now, we did hit a home run, which was good. It was the whole point of it, getting the home run. And we survived 2 shots and out each time. And I used the 2 shots and out to build money to play a different strategy afterwards. I could have went 110 inside. I chose 4 and 10 because Waylon's here, and I thought it would be kind of fun to do that. And I like the 4 and 10 gambit because it is kind of a home run strategy. And this is more about the home run, right? So this is it. Michael, I had no don't pass was not out there. I just had the lays up there. So, that's what I'm doing. I think that lay bet, now, somebody's talking here, I think it's Duracell. You got through the come out, don't give up my advantage. And I think what's been tossed around, and I think that Big AZ, I have to go here in a few minutes, but Big AZ plays it this way. I pull the dealer bets down. Big AZ does this where he does the back wall lay, and I'll put this up here. And I think I'm approaching from a different perspective. He puts the back wall lay up. Let's get it going. We hit a number, we lose it, you replace it, and he leaves the lays up, okay? And I tried to recoup my $30 by turning them into place bets, taking a hit and coming back to it. He would leave this up, And in this case, you could take 1, 2, 3, even 4 hits, or I guess 3 hits would be the max you could take. You take 3 hits and have these go away and still profit on the roll when the 7 comes. That's a pure play on the 7. I'm choosing to convert from dark to light for a couple of hits, go back here, and I'm just playing the home run on the come out, using a little bit of juice there on the good side to earn just enough money to play something more aggressive. And had we hit it, and in practice I do this a lot, where I'll hit a home run up here and I'll whack a hard way over here. So you get 110 on the come out, or 114 on the come out, plus 175 when the hard 4 comes. And in a couple of rolls, you can be out of here pretty quick. Tomorrow, I'm going to play the same strategy with you, but I'm going to ramp the numbers up. And I want to show you why I'm so fixated on how can I come out of the come out and take 1 hit here, maybe 2, and then roll back. When I ramp the numbers up outside of this 180, you'll see the amazing difference that it makes. And really, you're only at risk for 30 on the come out, and you're at risk again for the whole 210, but only for a roll or 2. That's the worst possible. If you want to delay something, or you want to have a don't pass with a ton of odds to protect those couple rolls, I'm okay with that. If that's your way of playing it. This is really kind of an unzip it and go all in kind of a thing, and that's why I like it. It's fun for me to explore strategies like this, which aren't normally the way that I play, but I think it's kind of cool. So anyway, that's it. It's at 9:08 or 9:06, and I said I've got to head out and pick up family here. So I'm going to switch back to me. See my pretty face here in the morning. So yeah, I've got to run back. I got to run because I got to get to the train station to get my father-in-law. But yeah, that was super fun. The dice do have eyes. Actually, when somebody said this the other day, I forget who it was. The dice don't have eyes, but they sure as hell have ears. I forget who said that, but that's really a great statement. They do have ears, for sure. They don't have memory, but they have ears. That's what he said. I think that's great. Anyway, yeah, that was my deal for this morning. I'll do it again tomorrow. I'll probably ramp the numbers up, only because I want you to see what it looks like at a higher level and how fast you can get out of here with that. That was actually pretty good profit. We had $1,000 in, and we had a $18 profit, 30% in 20 minutes. I'm okay with that. That's a pretty good rate. So anyway, that said, I will see you tomorrow. One more announcement before I go. Before we all take off, an important announcement. George from CY has changed his YouTube channel name. He's now the Dice Mechanic on YouTube. So you can unfollow him at George from CY and refollow him at the Dice Mechanic. So make sure that you do that. Was it Gito? Was it you that said that? I knew somebody said it. Anyway, get on George's new channel, the Dice Mechanic on YouTube. He's got 1 subscriber. I think it's me. He announced it this morning. So let's all switch over and grab George on the new channel. And with that said, I'm out. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day, everybody.